It's not all doom and gloom. Some good COVID news for a change. Daily COVID infections nationwide falling below 50,000 for the first time since October. Hospitalizations dropping below 50,000 for the first time since November. Vaccinations up to almost 2 million per day.
Wow.
And right when we were starting to get a little nervous about production delays from our new third vaccine from Johnson & Johnson, President Biden announcing a historic partnership between J&J and the pharmaceutical giant Merck to boost vaccine supply. Competitors working together. That's the spirit.
We're now on track to have enough vaccine supply for every adult in America by the end of May.
Yay. Now comes the but. The CDC warns this is not the time to start slacking with COVID protocols.
Please hear me clearly. At this level of cases with variants spreading, we stand to completely lose the hard-earned ground we have gained.
Oh no, everybody. Oh no. There was good news there. There was good news. I heard that good news. But now Ronnie Jackson is probably Greg Abbott's medical consultant, because Greg Abbott, who blamed windmills for the abject failure to winterize anything to do with his electric grid, right, needs to deflect attention from his failure to winterize. Winterize was the word of the day. Remember that? Winterize? Yeah. He neglected to do any of that work, and then pipes burst. And now you had people, millions of them, without electricity and without water. They couldn't wash their hands in Texas. But even when you can't wash your hands in Texas, doesn't mean he can't open up the entire state without masks. What could happen? What could go wrong? You know, Texas is doing it. Mississippi is doing it. When Texas and Mississippi are the first two states to do something, you could be pretty sure it's a bad idea. And if Alabama joins in, you know it's a putrid idea, okay? What happened? They were doing fine there. Okay, I get that you want to open. Go ahead and open, but why get rid of the mask mandates at the same time? And why open everything at full capacity? Why not follow the guidance the CDC has laid out about opening at 25% capacity, then 50, then 75? I mean, it's like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, right? The vaccines are out. Yesterday I was kidding around because I live in one of these states where, unless you know Governor Ron death sentence, you can't get a vaccine unless you're over 65. I'm not over 65. I can't get a stinking vaccine. You know, and so I'm like freaked out. Now all of a sudden they're going to open. See, we're kind of open here, but there are mask mandates. There are. People wear masks in grocery stores. So now all the Karens in Texas are going to feel emboldened to get in the face of people at grocery stores who are simply frontline workers trying to help them do self-checkout, right? But they don't want to wear a mask anymore because, you know, Greg Abbott said they didn't have to. This is just so... Did watching CPAC release your inner idiot? I don't understand. Why do you have to be part of a death cult? So now they're going to leave it to businesses. Businesses are going to have to deal with all the Karens and the Kevins who are like, you know, they don't want to wear a mask, and the governor said they didn't have to, and screw the variants. And by the way, Texas has all the variants, all of them. The South African one, the British one, they got all of them. They're running rampant over there with variants. But Greg Abbott, I mean, honestly, I don't even understand. I think he's deflecting attention from the enormous amount of deaths. What, 53 people froze to death in Texas? I was joking when I said hell froze over. Apparently not. It's not funny. He mishandled his entire electric grid crisis, and now he needs some deaths to take everybody's eyes off of the fact that they couldn't wash their hands in Texas. I don't know. The electricity is, for the most part, back on, which is good because those ventilators really suck up the juice. You're going to need it. We're so close. We're so close. We're going to have enough vaccines for every single American, they say. By the end of May, it's March. I mean, what? Honestly, you could see a light at the end of the tunnel. And so Texas decides they're going to slam on the brakes and stay in the tunnel. Who's running that place? Why can't we get decent people? Why? And I just don't understand why we can't find decent people. I just don't. I really don't. You know, it's like you're almost in the end zone. You're untouched. No one's around you. And instead of running into the goal, you spike the football. What's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Cross the goal line first, then spike the foot. Do you know, I don't know. Why is it so hard for people to do the right thing? Why is it so hard to practice social distancing? Especially in Texas, you have more distance than anybody. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And every doctor who has been correct, every single one who's been right, don't you want to listen to people who get it right? Why do you listen to people who get it wrong over and over and over? What? Next time it'll be better. Next time they'll get it right. I mean, how many times can you get it wrong? Like I said, the benchmark I thought you couldn't go below was Louis Gohmert. Apparently you can get even lower and more dumb than him. I don't know what happened. We were so close. Everybody was doing what they were supposed to be doing. It just makes no sense, okay? Makes no sense. But here you've got every single doctor talking about how this is a terrible, horrible mistake.
This is a gigantic mistake. In Texas, for instance, they have a test positivity rate of 13.5%. Compare that to, the overall rate in the United States of 4.4%. They had 54,000 cases last week. That's 12% of all the cases in the United States.
Oh, God.
They also had more than 10% of the deaths in the United States.
Oh, God.
The state, by the way, has 8% of the population in this country. So they are not doing well. So, this is obviously a political ploy on the part of the governor, who is just coming out of a horrible winter storm under intense criticism for the state's performance in a state where basically millions of people were freezing in the dark. And now, in an attempt to appease the public, do something that he thinks they want, he's going to endanger the lives of millions of Texans. This is his, mission accomplished moment, and it's not a good one. We've seen this movie, and it doesn't turn out well.
I feel so bad for people that are just trying to stay safe because your neighbors and your freaky CPAC viewer, your QAnon neighbor, they're not going to be wearing any stinking masks. He tweeted, Greg Abbott did, in all caps today, Texas is open 100%. Everything. That better include ICU units. Better include crematoriums and funeral parlors, because they're going to need as much capacity there as they could gather. I don't understand why people listen to men that get it wrong every single time. Every time. So close. You were so close. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to RandiRhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.